You don't belong here with this junk cart.
You broke it. One day I'll buy your car.
This Mercedes? Impossible. If you bring the money, I'll hand it to you.
Then get ready. Your pride won't last forever.
Buy my car? The crowd laughed, thinking the poor boy had lost his mind. A Mercedes worth millions, and a street vendor with broken toys. What a joke. But the arrogant CEO's smirk faltered when a wealthy stranger stepped forward, saying words that flipped the entire street upside down. On a bustling office road lined with luxury cars and glass towers, a humble street vendor arranged his handmade wooden toys on a small cart. His rough hands told a story of struggle, but his eyes held quiet pride. Suddenly, a sleek Mercedes screeched to a halt inches away. Behind the wheel sat a young female CEO, dressed in power, dripping arrogance. She looked down on him as if he didn't belong on the same street. The difference between their worlds was crystal clear. One fought to survive. The other ruled with unchecked entitlement. Trouble was about to spark. The street froze as the CEO slammed her car door and marched toward the cart, her heels clicking against the pavement. With a cold smirk, she brushed her designer jacket and sneered, "Do you even realize where you're standing? This road isn't for beggars with toys." Her hand deliberately shoved the cart, sending carved animals and dolls scattering across the dust. The vendor's chest tightened, but he held his ground. "These are not trash," he said firmly, kneeling to protect what was left. "This is my work. You broke my cart. You must replace it." Her laughter was sharp, cutting through the air. "Replace? You can't even afford the wheels on my car. And you think I owe you?" She circled him like a predator, her words designed to humiliate. A few pedestrians paused, whispering, watching the scene escalate. The young man clenched his fists, his pride wounded but not destroyed. "If you're so powerful," he shot back, "then sell me your car. I'll buy it one day." The crowd gasped. She raised an eyebrow, amused at his audacity. "You buy my Mercedes? If you ever bring me that much money, I'll hand you the keys myself." The challenge was set, and the imbalance burned deeper. Just as the crowd's murmurs grew louder, a sleek black car stopped a few feet away. From it stepped a tall, silver-haired businessman, dressed sharply, radiating quiet authority. The whispers turned into stunned silence. Everyone knew his face. He was a billionaire investor, the kind who owned half the offices lining that street. He glanced at the broken cart, the scattered toys, and then at the young vendor, standing proud despite humiliation. Finally, his eyes locked on the CEO. "I saw everything," he said, his voice calm yet cutting. The CEO's confidence faltered for the first time. Her smirk vanished. The vendor blinked, not believing this powerful man was standing up for him. Then came the bombshell. The billionaire reached into his pocket and said, "Young man, how much is her car worth? I'll give you the money now. Let's see if she keeps her word." The entire street froze. The crowd pressed closer, their eyes darting between the billionaire, the trembling CEO, and the poor vendor still clutching a cracked wooden toy. For the first time, the power balance shifted. The arrogant CEO, who only minutes ago mocked him, now stood trapped in her own words. The billionaire handed the vendor a check, the exact market value of her luxury, Mercedes. Gasps spread like wildfire. He turned to the vendor. "You said you'd buy her car if you had the money. Now you do? Hold her to her promise." The young man's eyes widened, his voice shaky but firm. "Yes, I'll take it." The CEO stammered, her face drained of color. "Oh, you can't be serious? This is absurd. That car is mine." The billionaire's tone cut through the air like steel. "No, that car is the price of your arrogance. You humiliated him in front of everyone. Now honor your word." The crowd erupted, some cheering, others recording the scene on their phones. The poor man, still in disbelief, watched as the CEO's keys were reluctantly placed in his hand. In that explosive moment, the mighty CEO became the humiliated one, and the poor vendor became the victor, the street echoing with applause and gasps of shock. The vendor stood frozen, staring at the Mercedes keys in his hand, his heart pounding louder than the cheers around him. For years he had been overlooked, dismissed as just another poor man on the street. Now justice had turned the tables. The billionaire placed a reassuring hand on his shoulder. "Remember," he said softly, "dignity is worth more than wealth." But sometimes life rewards both. The CEO, humiliated, slumped into silence, her once proud smirk erased completely. The crowd murmured in awe, some whispering, "She deserved it," With tears in his eyes, the vendor whispered, "For the first time, I feel seen." Every story carries a hidden lesson. This is just one. More powerful tales are waiting ahead. Keep watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.